lost. I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't know where I'm going. I'm feeling lost, depleted, with a very low viewpoint of myself, and I'm simply tired of starting from scratch and bare minimum and taking initiative, which has so far only resulted in loss, disappointment, and roadblocks. I feel I've learned everything the hard way. I currently don't have anything to show for myself. I don't see a future anymore. I've detached from future outcomes, and I think if you can relate to any of that, I have an impactful message for you here. And I know you know just how easy it is to be left drowning in the undercurrent of that perception. I do know that where I am now, I would not change a thing. I am letting go of the future. I am letting go of what could have been, in my mind, regrets. I'm experiencing growing pains from all of it, but I know that I am who I have become because of what I've experienced and learned in ways which they have unfolded. I acknowledge the things I have learned and that I've grown, and I embrace that. So the intention I set for this video is to provide you with a perception adjustment, because really that's what allows you to clean the lens of how you are perceiving and therefore feeling, which will in turn create a more lighter and easier experience in your current reality. So I'm gonna give 2 instructions for this video. The first is just breathe full, slow, deep breaths throughout this entire video, just to relax your body, bringing your focus to this very moment. And I also ask you to be fully open to receiving the messages I have to share. Actively listen to allow what I have to share to simply flow through you. Just observe and then feel how your mind aligns with the full message and leaves you feeling. So with that said, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, I want to begin by pointing out that our mind is like our own form of social media, is it not? We visualize our future, we set expectations, and strongly hold on to a rather photoshopped, picture-perfect dream we strongly hope to experience in our lives. Something that we believe will make us feel a certain way, allow us to do things we love to do, that once we attain that goal, then we will know we've made it in life and will be happy. But just like those perfect edits on social media, things are not what they appear. How things unfold is not going to generate the same feelings you associated in your mind with that experience. Your mind has only created a false illusion, setting you up for a personalized experience of hurt, disappointment, and negative thoughts. It warps your perception, and your perception is your reality. If I could grab your shoulders and say, there is no point in longing for or grieving of an unlived future when you weren't even guaranteed it to begin with. And this brings me back to the reason why I don't see a future anymore. And I'm no longer seeing, a past that broke off that no longer is or can be. So once you feel this message become an internal realization, then you will know it is healthier and actually easier energetically to learn to detach from hanging on so tightly to your idealized future that you envision only within your mind. Especially when you feel you've lost hope or your spark towards it. Like once that picture-perfect dream starts to seem unattainable, or it no longer resonates with you, your reality isn't matching with it, and you are comparing, you will find yourself unable to see any other positive options or pathways because you've been so fixated and limited to the feelings and expectations of that single path and outcome that was only ever existing within your mind. And once it's gone, you're too busy looking back or too bitter about the future. This is your reminder, by the way, to just breathe. Let things flow. Don't hold on to the tension, stress, regret, or feeling behind. We're just grounding ourselves right now. All that we have is right now. If you find ways to embrace each living moment, then you are already where you need to be. You only need to focus on a single step in each current moment, no matter how big or small. It will steer you forward in the direction you're trying to go. You are in the driver's seat of your life, though. Change is the only constant in life, meaning there is always a way to change. If you don't believe me, this is the perception change I'm talking about. Stop holding yourself back because it allows others to take advantage of that. I learned the hard way that the difference between a nice person and a people pleaser is self-respect. I understand that the truth can't be told, it must be realized, but I do believe intentionally changing your perception will mentally align you to feel differently about your situations so that it does not negatively affect you mentally and physically as much. And this change can generate enough energy to be responsive versus reactive. I'm going to share a journal entry I wrote on October 2nd, 2024 that I titled Resistance. It reads, I received 2 books in the mail yesterday. They were recommended to me by Christy. I started reading one called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. It mentioned to use resistance as a compass to push towards what our calling is. This made me think of a pull rope. To see the compass needle as a pull rope that you just need to hang in there while also taking effort to pull towards it. I began to think the latter version as a magnet, rather than being drawn to bad, unhealthy, or default habits which pull us back and make us feel stuck in our ways or restricted with our daily default matters or hardships. We should actually not avoid the resistance. See and feel the resistance as confirmation that you are pulling and prying yourself out of habits or situations that you don't want, which are pulling you back and hindering progress. Progress feels like resistance when we've been stuck or strapped to the motions of default ways or hindered lifestyles. Resistance means you've been stagnant for too long. Grow. So, if you can find space and energy to reason with yourself, just know you're going through a season. And seasons change. The only thing constant is change. Life is so short. Humor yourself. There is so much beauty in the little things and greatness in the world and others, regardless of what comes and goes. It's just a practice to stay afloat of the undercurrent of our minds and do things that make us feel alive. Our perception is our reality, and you have it within you to change your perception, which will in turn change how you feel, think, and process what is currently harming you or holding you back. I understand this is easier said than done, but it is a practice, and just give yourself grace when you're setting intention to continue practicing. When you master your thoughts and feelings and perception, you will stop wasting your energy on the lack you are weighed down by. Let it all go and focus on just a single step in the now to improve your reality. It's a little odd when I struggle with depression and anxiety myself, but having the intentional practice of perception checks on a daily occurrence for strengthening my mindset has been very beneficial. Very, very beneficial. Even if the sun just pokes up from the clouds for a brief second, it's worth it, and it is progress. And just like physical exercise, we have our own limits for how much practice we can put in, and just understand that we're all at different stages of this kind of mental growth and strength and exercise. Try to find light even when the seasons change. I think love and light is all we are meant to emit, seek, and share. As humans, we have the intellectual capacity to be our best self towards ourselves and others. Deep down, regardless of labels, beliefs, and stages of personal growth, what we all want to feel is mutual. We're just on our own journeys to attain it, and we experience different stages of awareness and levels of growing pains towards it. If you're aware of just how much darkness can consume this world, it only means there is so much space for light. And once that light has grown, it's, you just have to tend to it. It's that snowball effect. The starting is always the hardest part, and starting is multiple attempts of retrying, redoing, rebuilding. I do believe it is every individual's responsibility to practice seeing others as an extension of self and spread light. Not only is that exercising our light, but it's spreading it, and it's very fulfilling to feel connected that way. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this message. I really think reflecting on the points I've shared will sink in and resonate with you in a positive light. Consider this video like a perspective checkpoint. When you find yourself in the undercurrent of negative thoughts or feelings, just don't listen to them. Come here. If you don't feel this has resonated with you at all, I strongly suggest journaling and self-reflection, that you listen to what light comes from within you and exercise that, and express and align with your values. That's what I did to have this internal realization myself. Oh, I've also split up some of these points into shorts, so if you just want to remind yourself of a portion of this video, or if just a portion of this video resonated and you want to share it, I've got you hooked up with the links below. So yeah, we'll just try our best to do with what we've done, what we have, and what we're working on. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on the road.